Welcome to the deep dive. Ever wondered about like the cultural footprint of Tamiya RC cars?
Oh, well, you certainly did.
Yeah, and we actually dug up this really fascinating report looking at their media appearances.
Oh, okay.
So our mission today basically is to figure out which specific Tamiya RC model got the most, let's say, significant exposure and, understand the stories behind these moments.
That sounds interesting. It's kind of wild how a brand known for, well, super high quality, realistic model kits ended up weaving into pop culture.
Right.
Back in the 80s RC boom, Tamiya was really the benchmark. Their detail was just, it was incredible, all inspired by real vehicles.
Oh, yeah, like the Sand Scorcher?
The Sand Scorcher, the Rough Rider, that amazing Toyota Hilux, even the Subaru Brat, which was kind of quirky.
Totally. They weren't just toys, were they? More like miniature machines.
Exactly. Engineering marvels almost.
And their marketing. You can't forget that. The box art alone.
Wow, absolutely iconic.
It was enough to just pull you in, and the catalogs were like wish books for kids and adults. Plus, you could get parts.
That was huge. Kept them running. We're talking about real legends here.
Yeah.
Frog came out in 83.
Then the Hornet and Grasshopper in 84. Huge.
Massive. And the Sand Scorcher, of course, that was way back in 79.
Yeah.
These were the absolute heroes of the RC world back then.
Definitely. Which kind of leads us to a really key moment, doesn't it? The frog in Punky Brewster.
Ah, yes. Season 2, Episode 15. Girls Will Be Boys.
That's the one. What's amazing is how central the frog kit was to the whole plot. Punky wins it, wants to build it, race it.
Yeah, challenging those gender stereotypes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And even though they kind of obscured the branding a bit,
You could totally tell. The car, the box art, unmistakably Tamiya frog.
and it wasn't just the frog either in that racing scene.
Oh, no. It was like a Tamiya convention. What did we spot? Hornets.
Hornets, Super Champs, fast attack vehicles,
Right.
even a Subaru Brat and a Mitsubishi Pajero.
Right. And wasn't there a Wild Willie or something in the background?
Wild Willie, maybe a Hot Shot too, yeah. And Punky Brewster. I mean, that show was huge with kids back then.
Absolutely massive. So you've got to think, for a whole generation, that episode probably lit a fire. Serious RC envy.
And that's significant exposure, right? Not just a background prop, but part of the story on a hit show aimed right at the target audience. Maybe even some Tamiya or MRC support behind the scenes. Who knows?
Could be. Then shifting gears a bit, there's Malcolm.
Ah, the Australian film,
Okay.
where the Sand Scorcher, model 58016, I think.
That's it.
It's practically a co-star. They use it for everything running errands,
Yeah.
even bank robberies.
And that split car getaway. Memorable stuff. It's all over the posters, too.
Definitely a cult classic, that one.
Okay.
Maybe not huge international reach compared to Punky, but still very prominent placement for the Scorcher.
So a strong connection, but maybe a smaller pond, so to speak.
Yeah, something like that. Then you have the Manhattan Project,
With the Subaru Brat? Now that was unexpected.
using an RC car to carry hazardous material. Bit intense.
And wasn't there some talk, it might have been a hybrid, like a frog chassis under the Brat body?
Yeah, maybe upgraded shocks too. Possible custom job. The movie itself, well, didn't exactly set the box office alight.
No, but that scene, RC fans definitely remember the Brat in that.
Which brings up different types of exposure, doesn't it? Like Bad Boys 2.
Oh, right, the TXT-1.
A Mia TXT-1 monster truck shows up briefly
Yeah.
as basically an explosive delivery device.
Now that film, massive global audience, billions saw it, probably.
It's huge numbers, absolutely. But the RC car itself, it's barely on screen, the focus isn't there. Brand recall is likely almost zero.
Big audience, tiny connection. Makes sense. We also found some other, maybe less confirmed bits, right?
Yeah, some Knight Rider stuff. Apparently, Tamiya catalog images flashed up on KIT's monitor. Sand Scorcher, Hilux.
Lancia Rally, too, maybe. And a possible Opel Ascona RC sighting.
Vague stuff. Silver Spoons maybe had a Sand Scorcher. And this is wild rumors that parts from Tamiya SRB gearboxes were used in the actual Terminator endoskeleton props.
Whoa, okay, that's deep cut.
Highly speculative, mind you. And that RC chase in the Deadpool. Iconic scene. But that was actually an associated RC-10, not Tamiya. People get that mixed up.
Easy mistake to make, I guess. But it shows how Tamiya is often the default thought.
Exactly. And we should also mention, Tamiya wasn't just relying on Hollywood cameos. Their own marketing was huge.
Oh, for sure. Those TV commercials back in the 80s in Australia and globally.
Showcasing the Hot Shot, Hornet, Frog, Fox, Monster Beetle, all classics.
And the in-store promo videos.
Unforgettable if you were into RC back then. Plus the catalogs, the box art, it was all part of the magic. Japan even had its own Tamiya RC Car Grand Prix show on TV.
Wow, dedicated show. Okay, so let's try and pull this together. We're looking for the most significant exposure.
Right.
The TXT-1 and Bad Boys to Second technically probably reached the largest number of people just by viewership numbers alone.
Agreed, sheer volume. But if we're talking significant exposure, the kind that really connected with the right audience at the right time and probably left a lasting cultural mark,
Then it feels like it has to be the Tamia Frog in Punky Brewster, doesn't it?
I think so. It had a central role, not just background dressing. It was a really popular show aimed directly at kids and families.
Right when the RC boom was happening?
Exactly. All the pieces fit for creating that lasting memory, that cultural resonance.
So while Bad Boys the Second had the numbers, Punky Brewster had the impact.
That's how I see it. It really highlights how these seemingly niche hobbies, can suddenly have these surprisingly big moments in mainstream culture.
Yeah. Makes you wonder what other niche interests have had those kinds of resonant appearances? And like what is it that makes those moments stick with us?
That's a great question to ponder. What makes something jump from hobbyist interest to a shared cultural memory?